97.9 The Box, Radio Boss, Horror Body, Kiotti. We live right now. Big Crit hanging out in the studio. What up, my guy?
What's happening? What's happening, brother? How you doing?
I'm so proud of the progress. Let me start with the brotherhood salute, man.
Thank you.
So proud of the progress.
Thank you.
Let's start with the new project. Before we talk about anything in the past, we want to talk about right now.
Okay.
Let everybody know they need to go support the project.
Man, it's on all streaming platforms. Forever's a Mighty Long Time. It's a double album, 22 tracks. One side is the Big Crit side, the other side is Justin Scott's side, and it's about showing my duality in life, man. What it's like to be in the industry, to be, Big Crit, my lyrical prowlers, trunk rattling. But then you got the Justin Scott side, which is more about what I deal with at home, my anxiety, my insecurities, the battle with my vice and faith and all those things on the Justin Scott side. I used to have a hard time sequencing my records, but this was the first time that I could literally dedicate a whole side to all the introspective things that I wanted to talk about. And it's been a beautiful experience, especially on stage, man.
How important is mental health?
Oh, you got to have that. You got to get your mind right. See, a lot of people, obviously getting their physical right and trying to eat well, but you got to also, get past whatever you might be dealing with as far as mentally as well. Sitting down and talking to someone, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to really think about it. Oprah definitely is sitting down and talking to someone. You got to get all that stuff aligned and don't be scared to express yourself if you're not having a good day, if you're going through something. Normally when you try to talk about it, people are always like, man, what you worried about? You got this, you got that, and that normally halts you. And then you get into a cycle of never telling people how you truly feel.
Right.
And then you start leaning on your vice, whether you're drinking or smoking, and kind of medicate and get past it. And then one day it kind of hits you. And that's when the anxiety started happening, the disassociating, not really being in the moment. Like, man, what is wrong? And we got to start working on those things and talking about them, especially in the black community.
In the black community, and it sounds funny, our parents were like, the business that happened in this house
stays in this house. Yeah.
Don't you go say nothing to nobody. If it's something pop up, we're going to handle it here. And now, especially with social media and with people, for lack of a better phrase, acting out. Now we're like, man, what's going on with Junior? Why Lil Nunu acting like that? They going through real life stuff.
Yeah, and the outlet to express yourself is not there. And then most people go to again violence or whatever their vice is, and they overdo it. But when you sit down and get to the bottom of why you even drink in the first place, that opens up so many triggers and things that might have happened when you were 5 and 6 years old. It might at schools. All these things affect you throughout life. We just weren't told that. We didn't talk about that enough because we saw our parents go to work and then come home, go to work, come home, never really expressing themselves either because you got to get this money. I got to pay these bills.
Right.
But there's so much other stuff in life that you have to pay attention to. Right. So, yeah, man, I'm just on my mission now to tell people what I went through in the 2.5 years of making this album, how I started to really start living my life, paying attention to my alcohol consumption, how much I was consuming alcohol, when I was consuming alcohol, and how it was surrounding everything I was doing in my life. And that's why I was 225 pounds. My skin was bad. You know what I'm saying? And then once I stopped, and everything started to change. So.
Start paying attention to the business.
Oh, man, not even just the business, but being happy. Because a lot of the ways of naturally being happy were being blocked because I was using something that was kind of keeping me in this fog all the time.
What makes you happy now?
Oh,
outside of performing for fans and creating,
man,
just on a personal level, what makes you happy?
Brother, literally just going outside, and just taking a deep breath now. I spent so much time in the studio and so much time on the road that I never really experienced life. Like I never really traveled somewhere and then just got there and just sat there, turned my phone off. And then again, the interactions with people now more than ever have been more powerful. Like when I just shake someone's hand and they genuinely are rocking with the music, it's like this positive exchange of energy that I can take on my journey. It's totally different than me just trying to like, man, appreciate boom, boom, boom. It's like, yo, thank you for still believing in me now. It's crazy.
Do the cameras bother you when you perform? And the reason why I say that, it's been artists that feel like, put the cameras down and enjoy this moment that we're spending and that we're having right now. So I just wonder, with you being introspective and just kind of being honest right now.
Okay.
So whenever you're on stage and everybody's cameraed up, does that take away from that? Because right now, you sober, brother. You understanding and noticing everything that's happening. So.
I mean, well, the things that happen, what I realize is that, a lot of older people be like, man, I remember when I saw BB King or somebody or James Brown performing, man, I wish y'all could have seen it.
Man, he had on a blue shirt. They know everything.
People, all people are doing now is documenting the moment, probably to look at it later on to show their kids. So I can't really be mad at someone for wanting to relive it because we have the means to do it now.
Right.
But through that, I've noticed that normally they're not really looking at the show through their phone. Because if we so turn, it's impossible to stay still and get the footage. So when you do see the footage, the camera's doing all this anyway, so it really don't matter. Yeah. But, sometimes people use them for lights because they don't have lighters. People ain't out there with their lighters no more, so they using the camera
ain't no more lighters no more.
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
Put
your camera light up now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've learned to get used to it. Because I've also performed for crowds when people didn't have their phones up and didn't know who I was and looked like they wasn't enjoying the show.
Right.
So I take the phones up. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all see what's going on.
Over them not having them up at all. So, but it's still an amazing experience. And at some point, people do put their phones down because their phones die. So we on stage long enough, and you burning so much juice that at some point you got to put it down.
Was it uncomfortable stepping away from Def Jam?
No, it was scary because the amount of freedom that I had, but I was on the end of a situation where people knew who I was. Okay. Like to be independent and don't nobody know who you are, that's a different grind because it's like, all right, boom, the label, boom, boom, and I can get on this platform. I came off of what we got the brand multi. Mm-hmm. People have heard the albums I put out, so now it's on me to create the kind of project that was supposed that freedom that I had on mixtapes, I should have it now as being an independent artist. So that was the only thing. And then getting out of the habit of having a deadline and having somebody be like, we need this and we need that and we're gonna roll out on this. It was like, nah, bro, you ain't done with the album yet? Okay, well, we'll take a few more weeks. Then when I got done with the album, I was calling Dutch like, what you need me to do? We don't need you to do anything. We ahead of schedule. Just chill, just kick it. And I didn't know how to kick it. I was like, man, I know I'm supposed to be doing something. Like, nah, bro. Because it was all in our wheelhouse. The ball was in our court for once. And then once the album dropped, it exceeded all my expectations. Because all those people that was there when I was with Def Jam that was supporting, they came back. And then it was more on top of that.
You laid that groundwork. What's your favorite song on the project?
Man, bro, it's okay.
Before I tell you mine, what's your favorite? What's your personal?
Right now.
Well, you know what? Let me break that down.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in two different categories.
All right, let's go.
One, what's your favorite? But then two, which one means the most to you?
That's weird, bro.
It's the same thing to you?
I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, okay, so I say, Bury Me in Gold is definitely one of my favorites right now, and that's because of what I get to experience on stage. Keep the Devil Off to me is the most important one. Because if that's the last thing I gotta tell people, I'm comfortable with that message. Keep that positivity going, keep the negativity away from you, keep the devil off. And that was the first single from the album. Right. And then we let it bubble, and then people chose 1999 after that, and then we ran with it. But yeah, man, I would say Bury Me in Gold, keep the devil off.
Man, I'm not mad at that 1999.
Yeah,
but Confetti is super competitive. Like I'm that guy that's for. I don't want to lose. Yeah, we can go hard. Yeah, I'm really about that. Like, hey man, respect me. Like, your Confetti ain't even here. Like, I heard that, I said, oh my god.
And it's literally that anthem when you know you better, when you know you was supposed to win, and it just didn't fall in your cards. And the person that did win wasn't prepared, and when you see their confetti fall, you can tell. They didn't believe in it. They didn't believe in the win. And then you got to come back and get it again. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mentality, being in a position of being a country boy and always having to prove myself as a lyricist and as an artist throughout all these years. And even after Mount Olympus, still having to come back around and be like, nah, bro, I got it. After 12 for 12, I'm like, yo, nah.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Excuse me.
And so now we here and Confetti is like, barbershop talks, my name gonna be brung up.
But you in that circle.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that circle it's a very small circle. But you in that circle.
And I've been in, since K.R.I.T was here, I've been telling them I'm in that circle. They just made me have to prove it a whole lot more. Cause I'm from Reading, Mississippi. That's all.
You think that's what it is?
I mean, it's
country?
geography lottery, man. If I've been from anywhere, a major metropolitan city, then I've been a DJ that probably was popping at the time that I could have literally walked out of my backyard and ran into. And then I would have been talking about an area that more people would have been aware of. You're talking about 8th Street, College Park, Meridian, Mississippi. Ain't who know about that? You know what I'm saying?
We're going to Meridian this weekend?
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just that was the nature of having to leave Meridian, go to Birmingham to Atlanta, go from Atlanta to New York, and to prove myself. There's 12 million people live in Manhattan. It's a 12-mile radius. It's only 50,000 people live in my city, and it's the second largest city in Mississippi. That's telling you something, you know. So hey, yeah, man, I've done my research. If I'm gonna rap about it, then yeah, it's got to make some sense.
Do you feel like, from a real life standpoint, you going through that situation, and I love kind of stepping outside of the normal question. You know, people ask you the normal question, this and that. The dedication that it took to go beyond, because the first thing people would have did was been like, golly, this taking a long time. I ain't blew up yet. Yeah. It ain't happened yet, because honestly, we're programmed to believe I'm going to drop something. I look online and see all these overnight success stories. I'm finna be successful overnight. That's how it's going to go for me. And you put this music out, and basically what was a 100-yard dash turns into a marathon. So now some people on condition for a marathon, brother.
No,
some people,
we
just been training for this 100-yard dash. And it's like they keep moving the finish line. What makes you say, man, no, I'm going to keep running. I'm not tired. I'm going to make this. It was supposed to be this. Yeah. I'm finna keep going. What is it inside you that makes you keep pushing?
Oh, man, just looking at what my OGs had to go through. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at how long it took the world to really know at some point who UGK was. Scarface, you know, 8Ball and MJG, looking at what it was and what it meant to be a Southern artist, you know, even how long it took Outkast. You know, you got Dre, you know, 9-6 talking about South got something to say. It's always been that battle. So I didn't go in and thinking, no, it's going to be overnight. And then even looking at my subject matter and what I was talking about, I definitely took the road less traveled. Yeah. You know, but I was 6 mixtapes in before K.R.I.T was here. So I was already on the marathon, you know. Right. I'm literally serving mixtapes outside the racetrack, you know, in Atlanta. I had already did that. So when I got the deal, I was at a point where I'm gonna put all my chips on the table musically. Then once it took off, it was like refreshed. It's like, oh, what we do wins. All I gotta do is stay unapologetically Southern and country, talk about what I know about, and then people will slowly but surely come in. And that's just how it's been. And it took a lot of projects and a lot of work. But when you talk about your real life and what you see and something about being Southern and these experiences, like, we never run out of subject matter. We never run out of stuff to talk about.
Do you ever feel like racism will leave the South?
Man, that's
especially
like,
you being from Mississippi.
That's weird to say, because people thought racism almost was only in the South up until when Donald Trump got in office. Then they realized it was real. Then you realize it was everywhere. So I think people have always been aware of it in the South a little bit more, because if somebody didn't like you, you knew it off the rip, especially where I'm from. So you just avoided that.
Boy, Mississippi burning made me not want to hang out, bro.
I mean, but look, bro, see,
I'm just keeping it
one. I mean, I can't do anything, and that took me a long time to realize too about what the past or where I come from is. Right. But going forward and moving forward, looking at what a David Banner has been able to do, you know, and then looking at even Ray Shrummer, and like me, I can change the narrative of what you think a Southern country boy is, especially from Mississippi. Correct. And then start bringing the opportunities and the knowledge that I've gained from going to all these major cities to where I'm from. And it will 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years change the narrative. I might not be around to see it, but it's already kind of happening now, because, again, hardcore racism stuff ain't just in Mississippi. So.
But you starting to see a whole lot more biracial, like, it's like the longer it goes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you look at where we are now versus where we were just 20 years ago. Right. Like, not only technology changes, but how people share information changes ideas and thoughts. And it can rewrite a lot of ignorant mentalities that people may have been given because they were in close-knit networks that wouldn't let outside influences get to them. It's hard to do that now. When you can see an intelligent black man talk to you from a presidential standpoint, when somebody parents might be like, we'll never see that. You'll never see that in the White House, and then boom, you see that. That could change a child's mentality, you know. And so yeah, man, you know, it takes time. I'm just glad I can start to see something like this, because my grandmother might have felt like this would never happen.
That's why some of the stuff that we're watching, I don't even know that we understand the true significance.
Do not.
Of some of the things, because so many people before us was like,
this might not never happen. Pac was like,
yeah, you know, listen to Pac was like,
think about that, like, man. So moving forward, we have our grandchildren, and then we really get to see the outcome, not only of the political aspect in society, but I'm fearful of what music may do to people if we don't watch it, because it's the CNN. Now we're the news information. That's how so if we don't
taking in there.
Yeah, so if we don't tell both sides of the spectrum, then music can definitely be detrimental to the youth now more than ever. So we gonna be the reason. Yeah, that's the signal. That's the signal right there.
We're gonna wrap this thing on up. No, but look, I appreciate the time. I know you got.
But shout out to you in this, man. This is a great. Yeah, I enjoyed this. It's bigger than what your name stand for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no disrespect, but you know, I heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Wow.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all missed it whenever we was talking before the interview started. He was just saying, you know, how far we watched each other's brands come.
Yeah.
I was literally in the car on the way here, and cause somebody played this song that I got with Zero, and I don't even know how they got this copy. And
once you leave the studio, you don't know where these records go. Boy.
And he called me and was like, "Hey man, I ain't know you. You know, you really, because to a lot of, remember, it's all about the rebranding.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know me as, oh, that's the radio guy. He funny.
Oh no, I remember you had braids, bro, on 106 and Park freestyle battling, boy. Oh yeah.
We've been working. We've been working, but man, it's good to even just see how far you come from the mixtapes to before. This the crazy question before we get out of here. Do you feel like you've gained, because people are funny, Kevin Hart funny. Whenever you be with labels, people be like, oh man, Chris all out. But now that you're back independent, do you feel like people are like, that's my guy, we back on
man, believe it or not, no. I think there's so many people didn't even know I was signed to Def Jam. When we got released, it was a mad tweet. Like, bro, I didn't even know you were with no major. Straight up, because we was moving, so it was more time. We was so hand-to-hand combat with it that really being out here and meeting people, interacting, building relationships on our own. So it wasn't, no, it was like shock. Like, it was like, you was signed?
Oh, you did? You was with them?
You know, that was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, turn up the case.
We can leave.
More signals? Man, that's crazy. But yeah.
But that's crazy. And I just always wonder, because, you know, people have this sell like, oh, he with the majors. Hey man, everybody, your job is to provide for your family. And I feel like, you know, if sometimes being with a major is a better look for you personally, then cool. But if not,
being with a major is not selling out. Being on the radio is not selling out. That it just depends on what kind of music you putting out to make that happen.
But you didn't count on the radio though.
I mean, no, because we tried to, you know, show love, and we, you know, I Got This Here was a record, but Def Jam didn't believe in it like that. So it died in between us.
I be trying to tell artists sometimes, like a lot of time, it don't even be us personally. It be the label's agenda, like, well, we got 10 artists. Out of these 10, these are the 2 that we need you to, you know, so it don't even be us. It be like, oh, okay, well, what your agenda is.
Hey man, it's business. It's a business too, because then you see, you can't even fault some of the people at the building, because they end up going to different buildings. They end up getting different jobs. It's not like they there forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a business, and you know, I realized that at the end of it all, once I became independent and realized how easy it was for me to just, this is what I want to put out. This is what we putting out. This is what the video is, and this is what we gonna run into the ground no matter what. Don't have to play it for no boardroom. Don't care what you think about it.
Straight like that.
Just like that.
Here's my new single. Dirty version. Do you need drops?
Yeah, I got you. Tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Do you still do drops?
Yes.
All right, y'all, we out of here. We got
of course.
Some drops. Y'all keep it locked.
No, man. What? Who don't? What?
You know? Hey, it's going down the real side of H-Town 97 out the box. Yeah.